Hello and welcome to another video on using breakout groups. Today we're going to be looking at how to assign custom breakout groups. We've already looked at using random breakout groups where we allow Collaborate to assign students into a specific number of groups. But now instead, perhaps I want as an instructor, I want students to be in specific groups. So I am going to go over and click on my share content tool and move into breakout groups. Now, instead of randomly assigning and allowing Collaborate to just kind of put students into a specific number of groups, in this case, I want to put students into specific groups myself. So I can click on Custom Assignment, and it will automatically give me these two groups. Now, I only have 4 students in here, so Collaborate is only going to allow me to have 2 groups. So I just want to show you, you can create one group. If you want to get rid of groups, just click the little trash can that will delete them. So I deleted it, and so right now I only have one group available. It would obviously put everybody into it, but if I want to add more groups, I will click the plus sign, and that automatically adds another group. If I need to add another group, I can click here, and that would add a 3rd group. Now I only need 2 today, so I'm going to go ahead and delete this one. All right, in the custom assignment, you have 2 options. You can assign the groups yourself, and you can do this by simply clicking on the student's name here to the left, dragging them, not literally, but figuratively, into an actual group like that. So now Elizaveta, when I hit start, will be sent to group 1. If I don't want to keep her in group 1, I can also click to the right and I can just say, okay, I want to keep her in the main room. If you don't want to do the click and drag, you can always click the 3 dots next to their name and say, okay, you're in group 2. Michelle is going to be in group 1. Put Misha in group 1, and we'll put Wendy in group 2. Now this will take a little bit of time on your part. Your students do have to actually be in Collaborate when you're doing this. You cannot do it ahead of time. They have to actually be present in the session. So you will have to take a little bit of time. You have a really large class. This could be a very daunting task, and it might take up some of your class time, and it's a little awkward and while the students are waiting. So there is another way to do this that the first time you do it might be just a tad bit chaotic, but then after that, the students get the hang of it really quick, and they will be able to move into the groups themselves. So I'm going to return everyone to the main room, and we are going to allow the students to actually move to the groups themselves. This is really convenient. It's a really great way to get started. So right now, all of the students are in the main room. At the top of breakout groups, I have custom assignment. I'm going to click allow attendees to switch groups. Now you can also, you may have seen in the random breakout tool, you could do this with random breakout groups. You could allow students to switch groups, but with the random breakout tool, as soon as you start, it sends everyone to their breakout groups. But if you use this tool while you are in the custom assignment breakout groups, everyone will first come to the main room, and you can give instructions, you can share a file, you can teach as if you aren't even in a breakout group yet, and then you can say, all right, on your mark, get set, ready, and go. And the students can then transition to their own breakout groups from there, and it's a very smooth transition. So we're going to first go to our main room, click start. So right now we are in breakout groups, but everybody is in the main room. And I can now give them instructions. And so I'm going to go ahead and share my audio with them, and I'm going to tell everybody which group they should go into. When the students go into the group, it's the same way for students as it is for you as a moderator. They're going to look to the right of the title of their group number, and they're going to click on that green arrow. Okay, class, we're going to go ahead and move into our breakout groups. Elizaveta and Michelle, if you would go to group 1, Misha and Wendy, if you would please go to group 2. So you can now see it's letting you know where each of the students have gone as they're reconnecting into the groups. Wendy is a little slow on this one. There we go. And so now our students are in their breakout groups. You can see this in the roster panel here. So Elizaveta and Michelle successfully moved into group 1, and Misha and Wendy successfully moved into group 2. Now at this point in time, you could share a document with the groups. You could also move around into the groups like you would if you were in a random assignment. It works exactly the same way. The only difference will be that the students are able to move into the groups themselves. This makes it much more convenient for you if you are in a lab setting or you have students that work in the same groups all semester long, maybe on a large project or a paper, something they're doing together on a regular basis. This way you can tell them, okay, the 4 of you, you're always going to be group 1. So whenever we go into breakout groups, always enter into group 1. The other nice process about this is sometimes students may want to ask another group a question, and they can actually move around, maybe analogous to getting up and walking across the room if we were in a face-to-face setting. So the custom breakout tool is really very powerful, and it's a great tool as an instructor to really have that smooth transition into breakout groups that may be customized, but without having that wait time for you to put them in the groups. So in addition to having all of the individual breakout groups, you can see here everybody's in their own group. You also are now in the main room. You can stay in the main room, and since students are able to move around themselves, you can tell them if you have a question or you have something you need assistance with, come to the main room and let me know, or you could tell them just raise your hand. So I'm going to tell Wendy that I need to see her real quick. I want her to come to the main room, so I'm going to send her a chat message. So we are in the everyone chat. Make sure you're in the everyone chat, and I'm just going to say, could you come to the main room, please? Come back to the attendee panel. And so now I am in the main room, and Wendy is going to be able to come and visit with me. Oh, Elizaveta came. Wendy may have stepped away. So now Elizaveta is in the main room, and Elizaveta can come and she can ask whatever question she needs to ask or speak with me. I can assist her. And then when it's all done, Elizaveta, thanks for coming to visit. If you could go back to your group and finish your project. And now Elizaveta can now re-enter into group 2. And she's now back to her group and back to working with Wendy and continuing the project. So I hope you found this helpful on using the custom breakout tool. In our next instruction on breakout groups, we're going to be talking about sharing files with groups. Have a great class.